I'm sure there are some ugly women who look like they grew up playing rugby against men who could speak competently about sports. They don't get that job that Molly Qerim has. Molly Qerim gets that job for that reason right there. What we're looking at. She's a showpiece. She's a part of the show. But the thing about it is, even though she's going to work sexualized, because if you look at the men and you look at the women, it's even like this on Fox News. The men are fully dressed in suits. They got on suit, tie, jackets, three-piece suit, the whole works. And the women got their arms out, got their legs out. They're looking like they're in a whole different climate compared to how they're dressed versus how the men are dressed. We know what they're there for. And I didn't put together these edited walkaways in slow motion. I don't know who did it. I don't object to him doing it. Actually, I'm actually glad he did it. But just making it clear, I wasn't the one to put that together. Here's the deal. Stephen A just got into some potential trouble over something he didn't say that he was kind of provoked into saying, and that's the dynamic. They didn't even reference or mention anything, they're wrong, but the women can mention and reference whatever they want, and they can even say things to suggest you to say something, and if you just play on their suggestions just a little bit, you're potentially wrong. That is the game. That is what has happened to ESPN. Now, the most recent event that's going on right now is with Stephen A. Smith.
Instant in the NFL, that's Molly's cell phone ringing, by the way. The bottom line is video vibrating. I try to say ring. Do you want me to say vibrating on the air? You always like me mentioning vibrating on the air with your phone. When you really want me to do that? When you keep saying vibrating on the phone with your phone? I said ring. Just go with the ring. Go with the ring, Molly. Go with the ring. I'm trying to avoid the vibrating.
That had nothing to do with...
I'm trying to avoid getting fired. I'm just saying. Then I said ring. Then I said ring.
Stephen A., this isn't the Stephen A. Smith show on YouTube, all right? Disney.
The biggest thing to notice there that I don't think anybody caught is that when he said your phone is ringing, and then she said, no, it's vibrating, he said, why do you always want me to say vibrating? I keep trying to avoid saying vibration or vibrator. I'm trying to avoid saying that. And she keeps prompting him to say it. So this is an ongoing thing, because when her phone is vibrating, he uses the word ringing, and she says, no, it's vibrating. So again, those are little innuendos that would put him in a situation where he's saying something that could be interpreted some way. And the fact that he said, why do you keep doing it? That means she keeps insisting that it's vibrating when he says it's ringing. As long as women are coming to work fully dialed up, dressed up in high heels and makeup in the whole works, or more or less like how Jordan Peterson described.
Women use makeup to enhance their sexual attractiveness. And man, you wouldn't believe the flack I got for that. And I said, well, the reddening of the lips, for example, and the rouging of the cheeks is not only a signal to mimic youth and fertility, but it's likely associated with mimicry of ripe fruit, because our visual system evolved to detect ripe fruit. And if you look through any advertising, like any magazine, women's magazines in particular, the association between makeup and fruit is there in the imagery all the time.
So the question that he always asks that he didn't ask right there is, why do they need to come to work mimicking sexual arousal? Those high heels could contort the pelvic into a sexual position. Like, that's what all of the apparatus and everything that women do, everything that snatch them in and lift them up and contort them outward and get them on their tippy toes, and all of that is just apparatus that they use to sexualize themselves, and they're just headed to the office like that. And you better not mention it. But on ESPN, the women there, they spark up relationships and have all kind of actual sexual relationships with the employee of their choosing. But if one that they didn't choose slips up and says something slightly wrong, even when they're provoked, oh, it's a problem. Here's Max Kellerman right here having to walk on eggshells around Molly Qerim.
In every slab of stone, there's a great sculpture waiting to be discovered. The Celtics are that slab.
About my body, there's just a layer over it, and underneath it's going to be
yes,
a great
Molly.
sculpture.
The whole country feels very sorry for you based on
whatever.
Based on the fact that that people don't find you attractive physically. That's I know a big problem for you, and you probably could. I don't know what you can do.
Somebody doesn't.
Just a winter layer. Keep going.
Those are the breaks.
Max was uncomfortable as ever trying to work his way through that, but if you didn't fully catch what was going on there, that was her way of trying to say that something is wrong about her body. And she's saying, I know it's a nice body underneath this cloak, this layer of blob that's over me, and just to get the guys on there to essentially say, oh no, Molly, you look good. You look great. You look good. You look good. What do you mean I look good? That's what happens at the workplace. That's what it is. That's how it goes down. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Shout out to Self Talk. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to that brother. He does good work. He covers this stuff all the time. And give y'all one more shot of Molly Qerim walking out. All right, cool. Let's go.